In our search for sim racing perfection, we like to use parts which look like they belong in a real race car. In my never-ending search, I've recently spent some time with the F28-SC Formula style steering wheel made by Ascher-Racing. During that time, I've used it on multiple sim titles, and today I'm going to share my opinions with you. I'm Lawrence, welcome to the channel. Introduction. On the left you see all the sections in this video. I've put timestamped links to each section in the description below. While you're down there, please hit the thumbs up button to help YouTube suggest this video to others like you. 70% of the people who watch my videos are not subscribed to the channel. Please consider subscribing and hit the notification bell if you want to be notified about upcoming reviews. The F28-SC is one of the go-to options for those buying SimiCube steering wheels. The main reason being its seamless integration with the SimiCube wireless system. I've spent a couple of weeks with it now and enjoyed using it a lot. First impressions. As I said at the start, this steering wheel looks exactly like it came straight out of an open-wheeler race car. It's pretty minimalist, which is nice, and the Ascher logo is really beautiful. I'm delighted to see it sported with pride on the middle of this wheel. I think it fills the space quite well. The size of this rim is good at 285mm. It's great if you drive a mix of GT and Formula style cars. The grips are made of a suede-like material, although on their website it says leather. I'm guessing it's hide of some variation of leather, as it's not smooth leather that you'd find in a luxury car. The grips don't really cater for my hands. If I place my hands as intended, my thumbs can't really reach the buttons. This means that I move my hands up as a result, and I don't really know what to do with my middle fingers. Larger grips would help, but ultimately I think that the thumb buttons are just that bit too far away. There are rotary encoders built into the 7-way joysticks. The shifters are magnetic and the housing of the unit is black aluminium with a brushed finish on the front, which is quite nice. The button presses have some travel and in general are pretty consistent. The wireless antenna at the back is discreet and the unit is powered by a long life battery. Price. This is a high-end wheel. With SimiCube wireless protocol, magnetic shifters, good buttons and encoders, at €669 this is not a cheap wheel. However, it's cheaper than competitors like Cube Control's Formula Sport. I haven't used the Formula Sport, but I definitely can tell you that the Ascher has a major advantage by having the 7-way directional joysticks. They make a massive difference to the sim racing experience, especially when adjusting things on the fly or scrolling through menus or simply looking left or right when you're on a single screen setup. Buttons. There are 12 buttons on this wheel. They have a decent feel. There's a resistance on them which doesn't allow them to be pressed accidentally. Every second button has a raised collar around it to help you feel your way to the correct buttons, and this works really well. I assigned my controls once and didn't need to look at the wheel when remembering which button to press. I did find though that the progressive springiness of the buttons before they register a click is not to my liking, but don't take my opinion on that with any weight, as buttons are an extremely subjective thing. Encoders. The encoders have a lovely crisp detent. Their inputs are accurate and they're the best thing about this wheel. I simply cannot fault them. They're good with gloves, grippy and just feel top quality. These encoders also double as directional joysticks and even have a click down function. Directional hats like this are what sets sim racing equipment apart from real racing steering wheels. You see, where in a real race car you may have a crew or no on the fly adjustments, in sim racing you're your own team and you're usually responsible for everything that goes on. Having intuitive inputs to help you navigate or adjust things can immerse you even further into your sim titles by giving you more control and a better experience overall. Gear shifters. The gear shifters are aluminium and have quite a long travel. You get different strength magnets in the box with the wheel, but I still find that the throw is a bit too long. Or else the magnets aren't strong enough, but I think it's the throw. Several times over the past 2 weeks I've double shifted as the shift registers before the end of the travel of the shifter. It almost feels like an analog input. If you listen carefully, you'll hear the shifter switch being triggered far before the end of the travel of the shifter paddle. This is a bit of a pain, but it's something you can get used to. However, I'd expect more from a product of this price. Battery life. One of the things I don't like about this wheel is that the buttons aren't lit up. I usually race in a dark room and love to see my equipment. However, there's one major reason for Ascher not including lighting on these buttons, and that of course is battery life. You see, where Cube Controls gets about 40 hours out of a charge with their Formula Pro wheel, the Ascher has a battery life of 2 to 3 years of daily use. That's pretty incredible. There's a battery indicator in the SimiCube software, but after checking it once or twice, a buyer probably won't ever check it again until the day they get a low battery warning chime. One thing of note is the on-off switch. It's located at the back of the rim. When you first switch it on, a green light flashes on the front of the rim, but it doesn't stay on. Several times I've forgotten to switch off the rim, and I'm not sure what type of impact that might have on battery life, especially because I was switching off the SimiCube Pro wheelbase due to the annoying alarm chime that it plays when you leave it sitting idle. I don't know if this rim has a sleep mode, but I would think that if it did, it would need an on-off switch. Quick release. The Ascher doesn't come with a quick release. This is because it's independent of the wheelbase you're running. However, it's worth noting that it will not fit all quick releases due to the fact that the bolts need to travel into the aluminium housing of the wheel itself. Some competitors' wheels come with a handy metal flange which allows you to fit both types. This is just something worth noting before you buy, as it's not something you want to discover the day you receive your wheel and want to start using it. Build quality. When I unboxed this product back in February, it was new and shiny and the build quality all seemed extremely good. It has been in daily use since then, but it's starting to show some age. The hand grips are made of leather according to website, but it kind of looks like an unshaven hide, which is still leather I guess. It's just not the type of leather you'd expect to find on a steering wheel. The material of this grip isn't the issue though. The finish of how the grips are applied seems to have moved slightly over time, most notably at the points where the wheel gets the most friction. This definitely hurts the resale value of these wheels and makes them look old before their time. This wheel is only 7 months old. The stickers tend to come loose and fall off, and even when they stay put, they still look kind of like cheap stickers. I can't help but think that Fanatec have the right idea with their dedicated caps to put over buttons. The little O-rings that are on the rotary encoders provide a great feel, but they look perished and pretty horrible after only 7 months of use. You can pick up new ones at any hardware store, but I would have expected them to be higher quality and maybe last a little bit longer. Final thought. As mentioned, there are 12 buttons on this wheel. The 2 rotary encoders also have 4-way directional inputs and can also be clicked down. Add the 2 shifters at the back and you reach the 28 input upper limit of the SimiCube wireless system. More feature-rich wheels tend to be wired for this exact reason. This wheel is extremely friendly for VR users and doesn't have too much or too little going on. There are enough buttons to manage everything and they're all nice and easy to find. The shifter throw is too long for the switches, which is frustrating and did cost me some time in a competitive race while testing this product. Again, you can learn to use them properly and it may be a subjective thing. I'm not impressed with the build quality. Obviously, initially when I unboxed it, it was a great looking product with no obvious defects. And despite only 7 months passing, time hasn't been kind to this product. The perished O-rings and the wandering hand grip materials are enough to make me warn others if they're thinking about buying a product like this. We have to pay a lot of hard-earned cash for this product, and we want to enjoy this product long into the future. I do know that companies like Ascher-Racing are constantly looking to improve, so hopefully this feedback will be taken constructively. If Ascher has fixed any or all of the issues, I'm more than happy to pin a response from them in the comments below. I'm not unhappy with this product as such, I just think it could and should be better considering the price. Let me know what you think in the comments below. I'm Lawrence, thank you all for watching, and I'll chat to you later.